Hello, welcome. It's warm in here, and I have the fan on. Sort of like the old-fashioned photo shoots, from the 80s, where you're blowing the hair. The hair's like that. Click, click, click. Remember those? So I was just naming off some of the countries outside of the United States that regularly, say that 10 times, regularly tune in to my live streams. And I'm so honored to have people joining me from all over the world. Haffy's the one that brought it up. Thank you. Hey, David is here. David, I noticed that you left me a comment on the mussels video. Thank you so much for appreciating that. That is a video that I have been hearing about this guy from my brother for quite some time. And he has been interviewed by PBS and by other news organizations. But usually it's just they come in and they just have a sound bite, a minute here, a couple of minutes. And I wanted to do an overview and let you see the girls that are so passionate that work there. I call them girls. They're young ladies, women. Patricia, good evening. And I know every time you say you're from Yardley, Pennsylvania, I think of soap. Wasn't there a soap company or some kind of, back before we have all of these fancy schmancy soaps and coffees and all that sort of thing? There was like Yardley. Wasn't there a Yardley soap or something like that was really famous? Emmanuel is here from Ultimate Gardening in Florida. 25 iris bulbs. Wow, you got a company to send you 25 iris bulbs. You are very industrious, young man. That bodes very well for your future in gardening. Trudy in Tennessee, thank you very much. Yeah, it's going well. Where's Daryl? He just threw me this absolute curveball. I'm sort of reeling from that. I don't know quite what to think about it. Yardleys of London. London. I guess it's not Pennsylvania then. But yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, that's what I think of when I hear from you. Pat Newman is here from Little Rock, Arkansas. Gwenda Skelton from BV. Wait, British. Wait. Why am I blanking? What is BV? Oh, Jack is here from Phoenix, everybody. I am waiting. She's asking about the move. I'm waiting for an email. Has this ever happened to you where your server, I guess everybody has Gmail now, so I don't know how any of that. I don't have Gmail, so I don't know how that works. But I am with this company that it was like the very first URL email company for like 20 something years. I've been with Network Solutions, owned now by some other company. But anyway, they changed their SSL certificate. So that screwed up all of their people's email boxes. So I can't even text on my phone. It hasn't affected my email on my computer yet, but I expect it to. And of course they say, oh, this is no problem. Just when it says trust this certificate, you just hit trust. Well, I don't have that option on my phone. So it says, oh, if you don't have that option on your phone, then you've got to go here and you got to follow all these steps with all of these diagrams and illustrations. And I'm going, oh my gosh. If you call anybody up anymore, I thought it was just because of the virus or whatever. But, if you call any customer service, this is what I'm finding. Tell me what you're finding. If you call any kind of customer service, you are on hold for 25 minutes. It's like they're going, hey, Joe, get Joe down from on the other block there. I don't know what the deal is, but it takes forever to get any service. So I guess I'm just going to have to sit here and try to figure it out. I've never been really high tech that way, and but I can't do anything. This is British Virgin Islands, of course. Thank you, Gwenda. My mind was just blanking for a second, and I actually did meet someone, good friend of mine, who's from British Virgin Islands, and her house was destroyed. I may have mentioned this before. I'm sorry if I have. Destroyed in that big hurricane that really hit the island. Hey, Jamila, I mentioned in my very first text on the chat, I was listing some of the countries that regularly tune in to this channel, and I'm so honored to have so many worldwide viewers, subscribers. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do. And I need all the support I can get during this, shall we say, major transition. This transition that has been going on for over a year now. And wow, yeah. I mean, I had my estate sale in August of 2019. Incredible. I feel like having another one. No, I don't. I'll never have another one. I'll give everything away before I do that. I'll never do that again. Never. Trust me. It was terrible. Romesa is here from New Jersey. I don't think we've heard from you in a while. Thanks for tuning in. And Trudy is here from the top of New Jersey. And then Trudy is here from Tennessee. And Trudy has generously volunteered herself and her husband. I suppose you ran this by him, Trudy, hopefully. And volunteered their services to come and help me move in. Wow, that's really awesome. The hard job, of course, is packing up. Even though I didn't completely unpack before, when I came here, I sort of started unpacking, and I did all those videos, and I made all those. Put all these shelving systems together, and then at some point, I think I don't know what happened. I can't even explain it. I was all set to have a nice life here for a while, and make videos and do projects with people and all of that. And I don't know. I really don't know what happened, but I, at some point, decided I'm leaving. And I guess it's just when the virus and lockdown and all of that stuff just, unfortunately, when I came here, they were all saying, oh, this will just be for a month. Well, gosh, now it's been March to April, April to May, May to June, June, July, July to August, August, September, 7 months with no end in sight, unfortunately. So I just can't even fathom, continuing here alone in this situation. So if I'm going to be alone, I might as well be in my own house where I have a garden and I can go out and stick my hands in the dirt and get those, what is it, the endorphins, or is it, what is that? It has a chemical reaction to stick your hands in dirt, and it lifts your spirits. It literally helps with depression. And I forget what that's called. Beatrice is here from New York City. Econ Help. Monica from Sydney. And I didn't list Australia in the beginning, but I am so glad you're here. And Robert is here from Florida. Anne from Arkansas. Thank you very much. And oh, good. Your husband's okay with that. Good, good, good. Brian is here. How are you doing, Brian? I know it must just be awful, but hang in there. I'm thinking of you, and I'm sending you my love. And gosh, this is Wednesday. So it's been a couple of days since the ceremony. Okay. Working full-time. You're working full-time with 2 coworkers under the age of 4. I can just imagine how much help they're being. Okay, Beatrice is saying this is not your vibe. And I think what you're saying is this life here is not my vibe. And I think you're right. But believe me, I haven't experienced winter since 1988. Probably a number of you weren't even born the last time I went through a winter, a real winter, where there's cold and possibly snow. Emmanuel is the busiest young YouTuber anywhere. He's editing his sister's videos. Good going. That's fantastic. Serotonin. Is it serotonin? I was thinking, I used to talk about this a couple of years ago in my videos about how getting your hands in the dirt lifts your spirits. And maybe it is serotonin. I've forgotten. Sam, where are you writing from? Veronice is in Texas. Cynthia Hurry is here from Cleveland. And I'm sure, Brian, I am so sure. Well, just know you can contact me whenever. And I'm a good listener. Two Family Homestead is here. Please say hello to them. I don't know if you're both there. Yes, I'm keeping very busy because I am buying a property. I'm in the process of buying a property in Tennessee and packing to leave California after 32 years. So endorphins, it's one of those two. I'm not sure which it is. Sam is in Mississippi. Kevin is here from Florida. I haven't given any big news yet, Kevin. I was just saying that I was kind of reeling, reeling, from a phone call with Daryl like 30 minutes ago, because, I'm in the process of buying one house and he found something very, very close, even better in some ways, than the house that I'm buying. And for sure, if I hadn't been buying this house and I hadn't seen that house, I would buy this place because it's very close to him and not far from Denise. And but I don't know how I feel about all that. I'm pretty set on going where I'm going. So Trudy, yeah, I know. Well, Trudy, in 1988, from 1980 to 88, I lived in Manhattan. And one of my, I don't know, I would have to almost say it's my best memory of Manhattan, because in the 80s, New York was still, it hadn't been cleaned up, and crime hadn't been cleaned up, and it hadn't been cleaned up, and the Broadway line of the subway hadn't been updated with new cars and stuff. And that was the old stifling, hot, stinky subway. And so, I have a lot of great memories of New York. I worked, I did national commercials. I had 10 commercials on a year. It was a great time. But my best memory of being in Manhattan was we went down to the Village and had there was a little English pub type restaurant. It was a little couple steps down. It was a little cottage type thing. Kind of you walk in there and you feel like you're in England in the winter. And there's fireplaces with fires going in each of the rooms. And when we went in, it had just started. The snow had just started to fall. And New York, Manhattan, it's like taxi cabs. This is before Uber and all of that. I don't even know what it's like in Manhattan now with Uber and Lyft and all of that. Back then, it was just taxi cabs and buses, and it was loud, and people were always honking. People were being impatient, blasting that horn every time somebody like slowed down a little bit because everybody's in a hurry and rush, 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 stress, stress, stress. And we stepped into this place and the window was there and we could start to see the snow just start to fall. And we sat there and we had an English pub type dinner, you know, whatever English food it was, I don't remember, and some kind of drink. And we sat there for like 2 hours. And we came out and there was like that much snow on the ground. And the traffic had completely stopped. Completely stopped. And we walked up the middle of Broadway in like 1.5 feet of snow. No traffic. It was incredible. It was magical. Incredible. Anyway, the next day, of course, it's all muck and mush and, you know, it's messy and all that. But that night was very, very special. I hope you enjoyed that story. Denise is here. I know. Walking distance to Daryl. I know. Yaniris is here from Boston, I believe, right? And let's see. Thank you, Beatrice. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Let's see. Cynthia says, it's the microbiome in the soil that elevates serotonin and makes you happier. Thank you. I don't know if you had to research that or you've got that on the tip of your brain, but that sounds fantastic. And everybody should try it. It's a little harder when you are container gardening, but as I have tried to encourage everybody doesn't have a big piece of property, a big yard, or a greenhouse, and they're gardening from containers on their patio, their balcony, maybe a little spot outside, maybe inside. You can still get your hands in the soil in containers though, and I highly recommend it. Oh, Franklin. Oh, that sounds fantastic, Nancy. Great memory. Kel Storm is here. Thank you. Remind us where you are, okay? And I know. I think it's warmer in Tennessee now, right, Patricia? Or Daryl, do you have any snow at all up around where you are? Sea life lover, ocean explorer. That sounds exciting. Did you happen to see my little story? I got a little emotional in the last live stream talking about Lolita and the orcas. If you're a sea life lover, ocean explorer, you're probably a lover of orcas and whales. And I started talking about that in the last live stream because I had seen a couple of videos that day. And just to reiterate, if you weren't there, Lolita is a very famous orca that lives at the Miami Seaquarium, and she's been there for 50 years. She was taken with several other young whales. She was taken from her mother, from her pod. Several other young whales were taken that day. They've all died. She's the only one that has survived. She has survived longer. I think she has survived longer in captivity than any whale. 50 years in that chlorine-filled pit. Anyway, they won't let her go because they say they've managed to keep her alive this long because of their excellent care of her. They may be right about that. She might not survive a move to the wild. There's a Native American tribe that's really trying to get her moved to a secluded cove where she would be able to communicate with her pod. Her mother is still alive in Puget Sound. I think she should be given that opportunity. I don't know about you, but that's the way I feel. Anyway, I was just also pointing out that because there's been all this, all the cruises just stopped because of the virus, that the people who listen for the sounds of the whales, that study their song and their sounds, their calls, they have been able to hear them so much clearer, and they're actually singing more because they're communicating more, because the ships evidently mess up the sonar in the Puget, well, I guess other places too, but in Puget Sound. But what I thought, I said all of that in the last live stream, so I'm sorry if you're hearing that twice and you don't want to hear that twice. But what I didn't say last time was that one thing, I don't have this big bucket list like a lot of people go, oh, I want to do this, I want to jump out of an airplane, I want to do this, I want to do that. I don't want to jump out of an airplane. I don't want to jump out of an airplane. I'd love to go on that beautiful train ride across, with all the elegance, that would be really, really, really nice. But one sort of realistic thing that I wanted to do with Walker was we talked about going to see the whales in Puget Sound. And
Jeff Enox.
Oh gosh, 1 second, I have to take this call. Hey Jeff, I'm on my live stream right now, and you're on live. Yeah, well, they can't hear you. You're not on speakerphone. But just very quickly, what is going on? Okay. Okay. Oh, that's great. And I was okay, great. I'll talk to you in the morning. Okay. All right, bye. That was the inspector, and inspections are tomorrow. Inspection is tomorrow. I haven't found a chimney inspector yet, or that has not been set up. So I really need to get on the horn and get on the phone. And if you don't know that expression, it's get on the phone, get on the horn and find an inspector. But what I was saying about, and I'm going to stop on this, but what I was saying is Walker and I really wanted to go see the whales. And when I was seeing this story, it was saying, when they're in full swing up there with all the cruise ships going to see the whales, the whale watching ships, if they find a pod, sometimes this pod is surrounded by like 15 cruise ships. And I'm just going, this sounds like the Miami Seaquarium. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be. I mean, I know the people, the companies need to make money and all that stuff, but I just don't want to be part of that. If I am just causing noise and stress to these animals, I mean, I'll just have to see it in pictures, video, and I don't know. So that's just kind of the way I feel about that. I just happened to get off on that because Sea Life, you tuned in today. Oh, Kodiak, you missed that. I mentioned that in the beginning. Yes, the Hollywood wind machine is on today. It's hot in here. Oh, do I have to call Fran? Oh, okay. And how many Tracys do we have on today? We have Tracy Garnes from Pennsylvania. We have, Trudy. Sorry. I'm sorry. We have one Tracy and 2 or 3 Trudys. Trudy from Tennessee, Trudy from New Jersey. Suddenly I was thinking it was Trudy. Okay. Tracy, how are you doing? Elaine is here from Alabama. I don't know. Haffy is asking about the Pacific gyre. I didn't know that's what we're calling it, but I think I do know that that's what we're calling it. There is an island in the Pacific that 3 or 4 years ago was the size of Texas. Now, if you've never driven across Texas, you really don't understand how big that state is. But Texas is a big state. That's a lot of surface area. And of course, this is an island, a floating island of plastic trash that kills everything below it because it knocks out all the sunlight. So the question was, is it growing smaller since all the shutdowns and everything? And I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that. But maybe Sea Life Lover 122 Ocean Explorer can tell us the latest on the Pacific gyre. I know that, and I have warned them before, for ocean, for the number 4 ocean, you can order a bracelet. And for every bracelet that you order, which is made from ocean trash, ocean plastic trash, and they're very pretty or simple, they're pretty in their simplicity. Let's put it that way. And they're symbolic of a really good thing. You can buy a bracelet that represents them taking 3 garbage bags of trash out of the ocean. So I highly recommend, right after you order your late bloomer t-shirt and show your support for this channel at bonfire.com/late-bloomer or /dirt-person. This is the this is the first generation late bloomer t-shirt. And actually, I had what another thing that's happening is part of this whole packing process is I have made a big decision. Very difficult to make this decision, but I made this decision to donate my piano, my grand piano. And if you watch that video, you know the story behind that piano. Great story. It's my best story. And to the Colburn Music, well, it's music and dance. It's the Colburn School downtown. They have, so the head piano technician came to my packed up, messy apartment today to take the whole, all the keys and all the action on the piano is on a board, which is separate from the sounding board with the strings, if you know how a grand piano is laid out. And he took this, I watched him, he took this whole thing apart. He pulled this whole thing out and he was like flipping up the felts, the hammers and belts and all that stuff. And I'm not a musician, so I don't know the whole technical thing, but they have 100 and I said, how many pianos do you have at the school? Because when I went there to one performance one time and I was very impressed. And I thought that would be, and it's a nonprofit school. And so I thought most schools are. And I thought this would be a good place to donate my piano because who knows if my son will ever make it to Tennessee, the one that plays. And so I don't really play, and it's going to be very expensive to try to take it to Tennessee. And so that's why I made the decision to donate it. Are you being drowned? Am I being drowned out by the traffic? Just let me know if I am. Thank you for clearing that up, Kodiak Wild. Good evening, Sister Marcel. And Tracy is asking how everyone is doing. And so anyway, I said, how many pianos do you have down there at the school? And he goes, 175, many of which get donated. They have, he said, oh, we have so-and-sos. And I just pretended like I knew who he was talking about. I didn't. We have his concert grand that was donated to us. And I'm going, wow, okay. And so when he came here, I didn't even know. He could have just as easily said, no, this is too far gone. We don't, want this or whatever. But no, he said it's not in good enough shape to go into the school, into the rehearsal rooms, because those pianos get played 10 hours a day, and it would probably last not even a year. I mean, the action, the strings and all that. So he said it really, to go into the school right now, it really needs to be rebuilt. And that would take, I think he said, if I paid within the school, it doesn't cost as much because they're all on staff and they're already getting a salary. But the parts would be $8,000. And then the labor, like, so $15,000 to get it restrung and all new action. So I thought, well, okay, but it's good enough for me to donate to them, get a tax deduction, and then they would give it to a student who cannot afford a good piano. It's still a good piano for a student to practice daily. It wouldn't need anything for 5 years, but to go into the school where they just get I don't want to say abused, but I was talking to the tuner after he left. I called my tuner, and he was saying if you had somebody playing Prokofiev, if you know who that composer is, it's like blah, 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 blah. If you have somebody playing that, it would probably not even last a year. So anyway, all of that is interesting if you have a piano and you're interested in music. Hello, Hillary McDaniel in Texas. Thank you, David. Crafty Stash. Jerry from Florida. Thank you so much watching my journey. I appreciate that. I think this is the first time you've left a comment, right? And HC is here. Remind us where you are, HC. What? 31 of these and 74 people watching, but only 31 likes. Can everybody just hit that like button real quick if you haven't already? And if you're all on mobile, then you just have to get off the live stream for a second and hit that button. And I see people are starting to do that. Now we already have 77, so we need 45 more people. Wait, 44 more people. Wait, can I not add? 37 and 37 is 74. We need 40 more people. Oh, that's right. We have 2 people from Trinidad and Tobago. That is so awesome. Everybody just go ahead if you can and hit that like button. I really appreciate your support. I realize I haven't uploaded a video. I've been very busy, and I am just trying to put all my energy into, wasn't there a movie once called Escape from LA? I don't really feel that way. I mean, this has been my home for 32 years. And I really didn't see myself ever leaving, but nobody ever saw our situation in our country like it is right now. I don't think anybody really saw all this coming. Anyway, thank you, Nancy. Nancy's referring to the piano video where I tell my best story about that piano. And the thing is, I am not going to film it going out. That's the great thing. If I donate it, all I have to pay for is the IRS certified appraisal, and for $300, and then they handle everything else. So I think I'm going to do it. A piano should be played, and this piano really hasn't been played that much and it's now 37 plus 57 years old, this piano. But he said it's really great piano. And if I got it rebuilt, if I wanted to put 15 grand into it, it would last for another 70 years, he said. Can you imagine? In the old days, you passed, the piano went into the will, I call up Gene, my piano guy, and he's working on Steinways that cost $150,000. So to rebuild a Steinway for $17,000, I mean, that's a minor investment in something that it costs $170,000. This piano should cost more because in 1963, Baldwin is a really great company. and they sold everything to they sold it to Japanese or something, and it's not the quality that it once was. It has in the 1960s, the Baldwin and the Steinway had the same sounding board, so Baldwin still has a great name if it's an older piano. Just FYI. Jack has got to run. Happy anniversary, 16. Jack is having her 16th anniversary with Jeremy. Wish her a happy anniversary. I hope you haven't left yet, so you can hear that. Oh gosh, I hope so, Kevin. I'm taking a huge risk, and I'm really very well aware of that. I mean, if there had been a little bit more space between when I was actually leaving here and now, I mean, I would have just gotten on a plane and gone over there and seen the house and made the decision. But after so much searching for months, I've looked at thousands of properties all over Middle Tennessee within a certain sort of the middle of Tennessee and then the middle of the middle, so not close to Alabama. I've seen a few things close to Kentucky, but kind of just focusing on the middle of the middle Tennessee, because I want my family to visit me. And if I'm way off up or down, that'll never happen. So I hope she heard those happy anniversaries. I will be seeing Jack Davis, God willing, on the night of the 31st. And I will be there long enough to shoot a video. And I don't know what the current state of her Epic Yard Farm 2.0 is at the moment, but usually from October, November to February, beginning of March is the best time for gardening. Amazing Autist. Thank you so much for tuning in. Where are you writing from? Amazing. Mr. Amazing. Does anybody have any questions? We're at 4:39. We've got about 21 minutes left. I've been watching a lot of because I've been worn out from packing and stuff. I've been watching a lot of videos recently, and not just whale videos, and sort of filling my head with information, and not too much in the gardening realm, just because I figure in this particular property, which I don't want to talk too much about, because look what happened the first two houses. And that was the inspector on the phone that just called and said he would be there in the morning. Maryland, great. Right. Kevin is always telling me at Big Wave Florida, he's always telling me never look back, or don't look back, just look forward. Hi, Nola. Where are you writing from? Oh, hey, everybody. Amazing Autist in Maryland is asking, is it too late to plant overwinter garlic? Well, I don't think so, because there's Jack. Jack, you have another person from Maryland, Amazing Autist, is asking about planting garlic. And Jack was just planting elephant garlic yesterday. They were gigantic. And Harag is here from Pasadena. Glendale. Nola is here from Glendale, and Harag is here from Pasadena. And Tracy is in Pennsylvania, and she says, no, amazing autist, it's not too late. They haven't planted theirs. And Trudy is planting in New Jersey this week. Well, I hope to be planting some. By the way, can you, I'm going to have, I'm not going to have I have some garden beds that are existing. And I was thinking about just throwing some garlic in there. I don't know if that's the best place to do it. It's also kind of cool. I don't know if anybody ever does this or if it's even recommended, because I think garlic likes to be with garlic. I think onions like to be with onions, but it's so cool when you mix things up and there's this whole big, like maybe that big, that runs along the porch. Not that it doesn't get that much sun. Well, it will in the winter, I guess, because the maple trees are going to drop their leaves. But I was thinking of just mingling garlic bulbs in there. And maybe my other bulbs, I'm taking my amaryllis bulbs. Who was planting bulbs? Was it, what kind of bulbs should I be planting in November in Tennessee? Anybody can answer. Right. Well, in Florida, it's a whole different. Florida's such a different place to plant. Mia Dacus is planting garlic in Northwest Texas in November. Cannas. I am taking my cannas. I think there's only 2 out there. No, Daryl has 2 of mine, so that's 4. Yes, I have cannas and I have calla lily that I dug up from Late Bloomer Garden 1.0 and put in a pot, and I don't know how they're going to do in Tennessee. I'm assuming that they'll survive the winter. Right, Daryl? Peter Polishuk says plant light bulbs. It's a good idea. Peter, where are you writing from, and do you have a garden? Which flower bulbs are you planting? Sister Marcel, is that Tess? Or am I confusing you with someone else? Cotting White, I haven't heard from you in a while. How are you doing? Daffodils in October. MSNs of NC near to. I cannot. I'm not sure what you're saying, Cotting. MSNs of North Carolina near to. Anyway, irises. I used to have irises in the very. Oh gosh. Excuse me 1 second. So much is going on. Hello. I'm good. I'm on live right now, Sandy. I'm on a live stream. Were you just going to tell me how to find that form? Okay. Where is the message center? I don't see that. Oh, maybe that's what I did wrong. Oh, okay. Thank you. I know how to do it now. Okay. I'll look for it in a minute. You're going to send another one, right? Okay. Okay. Okay, great. Thank you. Okay. Okay, bye. Oh, sorry about that. Yes, Peter, I am so sorry. I am moving and I am in touch with and buying a house, and I'm in touch with the inspector just called. My fidelity advisor just called. My who else just called? It seems like I've had several. I'm so sorry. That's never happened before. That's the first time, Peter. So don't think that's a normal thing. Cilia, what is Scylla? Oh, Scylla. Cotting says Scylla. I don't even know what that is. I don't know that deer will keep. I don't know that garlic will keep deer away. Does anybody else have experience with that working? Mountains. Okay, Cotting. Mountains of North Carolina near Tennessee. That's where you are. Oh, that's awesome. That's not far from me. And I'm really happy that I have late bloomer fans, Trudy and husband, retired peace officer, I believe, are going to come and help me move in, as well as my brother and my sister-in-law, I believe. I had a real hard time finding garlic last year. I don't know, maybe I was doing it at the wrong time. When you year-round garden, it's hard to kind of remember, oh, you do garlic in November and then you harvest it in June. Yes, you're absolutely right, Kevin. I will be looking at nurseries. And of course, Daryl has been there for a while, so he'll know where to go. Byron, that's funny. I think so. You know what I'm going to do? Seriously, I'm going to buy solar lights. I've already bought some, and I've already bought a security system and solar lights, and I have them here. Ah, you're in beautiful California. Where are you located, Peter? I love growing shallots even more, Cotting, because I love the way they grow. They grow on the surface of, it just like, just the little roots. I guess onions do too, really, because when they're ripe, when they start to mature, they sit up on top of the soil. It's so funny. You think, oh, I got to keep that dirt. No, they sit up on top. But the shallots, I love the shallots because they divide, and then you plant one little shallot, and it turns into like a clump of 5, and then you just grab that clump and pull the whole thing out like that. I love that. Yeah, Trudy in Tennessee is asking where everyone is getting their garlic, and I think people are answering. Ah, well, Crafty, I may be going through Lubbock, but you're not there now? And when you say daffodils, Cotting, when I was growing up, we called these large yellow flowers that smell divine, we called them buttercups. But I know technically buttercups are these little things that grow wild in the field. So I am not sure what we grew. What everyone grew back then. If it was a daffodil, a buttercup, or if it had some other name, but it was like the large variety of the solid yellow. All the petals were solid yellow, and the smell is just, oh, the scent is just incredible. And that's, I would like to have a whole hillside of that. Daryl was suggesting that I get alpacas. Can you imagine? And I was thinking I should get some goats, and then I wouldn't have to mow, because I don't really want to be spending $8,000 on a 0-turn mower, but it seems like everybody has a 0-turn mower that has a big yard. And I had that little bit of experience on that 0-turn mower in Illinois, but I'm not sure I want to do that every week. But I'm not sure I want to pay to have that done every week either. So I was thinking if I had goats, but the thing is, if I would only want to have goats if I had goat milk to make goat yogurt from, you know. And they were saying if you get these goats that are meat goats, then you don't have to provide for them during the winter, because I know if you're a vegetarian, you don't want to hear this, but they get slaughtered in the fall. And then you start all over in the spring. I have a lot to learn, obviously. Let's see. Somebody sent me chestnut red last year or year before, garlic. Early California. Early California should be soft neck, right, Tracy? 280 garlic bulbs. My gosh. Well, she does have a farm. Let's see. It jumped. Oh my God, Tony is here from Simplify Gardening. Hey, Tony, I am leaving. You're probably your channel is so successful and you're so busy with your family and your job and your garden and your channel and your blog and your all of that. You probably haven't even tuned in lately, but I am moving. I'm leaving California. It's happening. Dank Elvis. Peppermint is supposed to help keep the deer away. I wonder if that really works. I know there is a deer spray, because I talked to somebody near where I was going to buy the last house, and she said she has to spray everything once a month. If she misses a month, everything gets eaten. So this spray must work if you use it. Oh my gosh. Oh, the gophers ate all of your garlic, Amazing Altus. That's too bad. Robert Gunn is here from New Zealand. I am so honored. Thank you so much for tuning in, Robert. It isn't often that I hear from a New Zealander, and I'm so happy that you are well and that you tuned in. Thank you so much. Tiger lilies and day lilies. Oh, wow. Wait, let's see. Tracy says every year they make Torsi sear, a pickled garlic. It's great antibacterial, antiviral, and tastes great. They make Is that the same as fermented garlic? Because I bought some of that from that gal that I was buying the fermented vegetables from. I don't know if that's the same thing though. Garlic honey it doesn't sound good. I guess if you put it on the right thing, it would be good. Crafty, I am going to be east, not north or south. Oh, okay, Crafty, you're in Florida. We have several people in Florida that tune in. Are you talking about garlic in Trinidad, HC? Because Jamela would know. She has a fabulous garden. Cajun Garden Girl. I want to. Cajun Garden Girl is asking about planting by the moon phases. And I've always wanted to learn more about biodynamic. And they do that, among other things. And it's really going to depend on how I develop the garden. I mean, right now, the property I'm supposed to go to I think it has 3 large beds, but they're very low, and I want to build up the sides. I want to get wood chips and maybe put a little seat around them so I don't have to spend all that time on my knees. And that would be nice. But then I also have to protect them from deer. So I've got so much to do. It's kind of overwhelming. I may just move into my house and put up a Christmas tree. wait till January, February. I don't know. Let's see. Xing Wang. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I haven't made many posts in a while, and I haven't done a blog on my website in a long time, and I feel horrible about that. Where are you writing from, Xing Wang? Let's see. Between now and November? Hillary, I won't be there. I won't even be there till the end of the first week of November. So what can I do? Oh, that all sounds so pretty. And I don't know any, because I didn't have that at Late Bloomer Garden 1.0. I didn't have bulbs, flower bulbs, except for my amaryllis. So I don't know anything about it. I've got to do some education. And you're saying, yeah, I can't do that. I won't be there. So I don't know where Rutledge is, to tell you the truth, Sandra. Where are you? Is that where you are? Snowdrops and crocus. Let's see. Wait, I missed some stuff. Snowdrops and crocus. I want sheep for mowing. Goats prefer bushes and trees. Okay, I don't want goats. I want sheep. What about Tracy? What about hair sheep like Doug and Stacy have? Would that be a good kind to get? But I don't want to deal with some ram. He has a boy, a buck or a ram or whatever they're called. You see, I have a lot to learn. But anyway, that buck or ram has like practically knocked Doug down, and he's like 6'3" or something. I can't deal with a male. I'll have to arrange for a play date. I'm not going to get pygmy goats. What do I do with a pygmy goat? My brother-in-law has fainting goats, and I'm going, why do you have fainting goats? They don't do anything. You can't eat them. You can't milk them. All they do is just like fall down when they get scared. Going, I'm not going to spend money on to take care of animals unless they can provide me some food or at least mow my grass. Narcissus, that's another name. The large yellow ones are narcissus. Have I got that? Am I understanding you, Cotting? Goat milk is outstanding, and I have been buying at great expense raw goat yogurt for 20 years. And we used to have an older lady in Santa Barbara that had goats, just a dozen or so, and she provided the goat milk, and then she made the yogurt raw, and we managed to procure that, even though it wasn't exactly legal. But that I've been eating that for 20 years, and so I would like to continue that if at all possible. I know they have. My realtor has a farm. You'll be seeing a lot of that when I start making videos over there, and she was telling me there was a resource for goat milk. Well, I hope we can consider planting in the fall, still in November, because that will be the absolute soonest. Oh, I'm sure it's been crazy. But Tony, I'm sure you've still had to be working at the fire department, right? Even with the lockdown, you are an essential service. Oh, that's fantastic. 10 figs off of their 2 trees. How did you protect them against fig beetle? I'm wondering. Yes, that's right. Amazing Autist. Xing Wang, did you tell me where you were writing from? Do you do the mowing, Trudy, in Tennessee? You'll have to you'll have to have your husband drive up on the weekends. I'll make tea and banana bread or something. Not banana bread, but I won't be able to get bananas, I guess, like I do here. Hardy crinum. That sounds lovely. I have no idea what that is. Hillary is saying that hair in pantyhose hanging from the trees will keep deer away. Yeah, or streamers. Yeah, that wouldn't be very attractive, but I guess it doesn't matter. It's more important to keep deer away. I remember OAG was telling me about the hair in the pantyhose. See, daffodils. I can't understand. Is it narcissus? Is it daffodils? Is it buttercups? What are they? OAG has the recipe for garlic honey. He has the recipe for everything. Highly recommend if you really want to learn how to do stuff, go to Simplify Gardening or OAG. Susie says she's doing a thumbs down for goats also for grass control by December. Okay. Well, the thing is with sheep is what I don't understand is it like, do I have to have a hot wire? Will sheep obey a hot wire, or do you have to have actual permanent fencing to keep them in? Because I really don't want to put a chain link fence or something in the front of my property. And I'm thinking they could get out of a split rail fence, and split rail fence would cost a lot. Well, any fencing is going to cost a lot. So I was wondering, I mean, cows obey the hot wire, but I don't know about sheep or goats. I mean, I can just see a goat just laying down on its belly and just kind of scooting under it. I don't know. Katahdin sheep. But he calls them hair sheep, so that's easier for me to remember. That's what I thought. Okay, so for example, if I got 5 sheep, 6, I don't know, how many do I need? You know, and say I've got 2 acres of area that I want to have the grass, but this only works in the summer when the grass is growing. The grass is not going to be growing when I get there. So does this mean that I only have animals from like March, April to October, November? Because, there's nothing to mow in December, January, November, December, January, February. And I can't afford to be feeding all these animals hay or whatever all winter. So I don't know. But maybe Tracy knows. Let's see. Yes, that's what I would do. I would arrange for a play date for the ram. I don't want him knocking me down. Pygmy cheese. Rob is here from South Florida. Oh, it's 5:06. It's time to get off, everybody. The boy protects the girls. Oh, very good to know. The boy protect. That's right. That's right, because that's why the ram tried to knock down Doug, is because he was out there hanging around the girls. Very good point, Hillary. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking that I needed a good dog, but I was just saying I want a dog that protects me. And someone was pointing out yesterday, well, dogs don't come that way. You've got to it's going to cost you $3,000 to get a dog trained to be able to do that. Do people agree with that? Do you agree with that, Hillary, or anybody else? Do I need a dog to Oh, that's fantastic, Sandra. Well, tell her to watch. She can learn a lot from the videos that I already made. I have 600 and 700 videos or something. I'm just not actively making them at the moment. I'm trying to keep up the live streams because I want to keep a connection with everybody. But I'm just asking everybody for their patience because of my situation. That's true. That's true, Byron. I'm sorry, Byron. Fainting goats do make us laugh, kind of. I mean, I saw his goats faint, and it was almost like you have to upset them to get them to faint. So that I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I didn't find that really particularly funny. I didn't want to like scare them to get them to fall down. Right. Daryl, that's true. Pygmies and fainting goats can be sold for money. Ooh. You make your homemade goat yogurt. You don't pasteurize it, do you, Tracy? Her husband makes the most fabulous jam, and oh my gosh, that goji berry jam, I think it was, that was incredible. I mean, I ate that whole jar like in 2 sittings. Oh, Haffy has to leave. Okay, everybody, I'm probably going to get off too. Patricia's still here. Patricia's a monitor. Patricia, I don't even know if you're aware that you're a monitor or how to do it, but I set it up some time ago. Let's see. I just want to try to catch up if there are any questions before I go. Electric fences will keep anything in, but when you say electric fence, what are we talking about? Not just the wire. You're talking about the whole thing, and what does it look like? Is it like this? Did you guys ever watch? I saw Bobblehead Homestead. I don't know why I went like that. I saw he had this chickens, and they were just around this kind of netting, but I think it was electric. I don't really want to put that out front of my house. Half the department off, self-isolating. You've been doing 90-hour work weeks. Tony, that is too much. You have a family, you have a garden. I hope you stay well. Oh, yeah, the fig beetles absolutely devour the figs, and I hope you don't. I hope they never find your farm. Let's see. Okay, Cotting says, I mean, October is fall, not buttercups, but narcissus and daffodils are same family. Okay. And Hillary, so we're clear that the big yellow ones are daffodils or narcissus. Sister Marcel, I think this is Tess in Maryland. I don't know why. I don't know if I remembered that right, but I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm going to do when I get there. I don't know how long it's going to take to move in and get settled and all of that. What I'm taking from here is I'm taking my amaryllis bulbs that are in my kitchen, and I'm taking my calla lily. I have 2 little pots of that, and I'm taking my sansevieria, my mother-in-law tongue, for in the house. And of course I've got a grow light, and I'm going to try to take 2 or 3 of my citrus trees and set them up in my additional garage with a grow light and just see if I can keep them alive during the winter. And, I'm not going to bite off more than I can chew because I just don't know yet. Sheep have to be trained to hot wire. Ah, okay. Thank you, Cotting. I will. That's what I'm saying, Patricia. But that's not the real name, I guess. Premier One netting. I'm gonna screenshot that, and I'm gonna search that and see what it looks like. You keep the first wire at 18 inches. Ah, okay. Well, for a small yard, yes, Rob, but the front yard is probably, I would say, 2 acres. So I won't be able to do a battery-powered mower. Okay, good, simple living. Lots of great recommendations, people. Thank you. Yeah, see, I don't want to feed in the winter. That's why someone suggested, Tony, the meat goats, because then I've never eaten goat meat. I don't even know if I would like that. So you'd have to feed some hay. Some of the properties I looked at, there were hay fields where I could have had my hay cut, and then I'd have the hay for the animals. But this particular one is not like that. I do too, but they're very expensive, Bonnie. Maybe I could get a used one or something. Brian, yeah, there is winter, but it's not like New Jersey. It's cheaper to get a mower. They're like over $8,000. Daisy Joe's here from Mackinac Island, and I'm like 14 minutes over. I just want to see if I can get caught up on comments. Do not give sheep food or salt with copper. It will kill them. Yeah, that sounds bad. Patricia, I have seen the Great Pyrenees at oh goodness, it's Lizzie Lou's family farm. Remember, I did that great video at her farm, and she had that Pyrenees, and then during that first hurricane, they had a play date with a friend's male came to stay with her so they could create puppies. And then they had that big hurricane, and then the people that owned the male just decided that the male would be so much better off on her farm because They go out and they patrol at night. They sleep all day. They just like lay around all day. And then at night they're on patrol. And I'm going, that's what I want. But the thing is, how do I keep, it's not like they're property lines. And how do I keep the dog from patrolling someone else's property? I don't know. It's not like you can walk around and go, okay, here's the line, Sammy, here's the line. You can't go over that line. Don't go on the road. Oh. Number 6 weekly training sessions. Why do you say number 6? Is that the name, Hillary? I'm screenshotting that. I don't know if that's. Trudy in Tennessee is checking out. And okay, I am going to do that. Oh, he's in Asheville? My son is thinking about moving to Asheville. Oh, yeah, I don't want deer eating everything. I really don't, Elaine. A good dog will protect me. Oh, let's see. Okay, Tony had to go. I can't believe Tony even tuned in. He's working 90 hours a week, keeping his fire engine on the road. Yvonne, good night. Yeah, amazing autists. I sort of feel the same way about those. Good, Tracy. Let's see, Tracy's gone though. Hillary McDaniel, you say no, but I don't know what that refers to. You said no. I said, I think it was because I asked the question, what does number 6 refer to? And you said, usually 4 wires. But anyway, I saved that comment. Lease my sheep. Oh, that's an idea. That's what my son was going to do when he was this business model that he was creating for Montana. He was going to do cattle, but he was just going to have, I don't think it was a lease situation. It was allowing someone to put their sheep, but I could allow someone to put their sheep on my, that's interesting. Oh my gosh. Tony should not have been on this. It was so nice of him to tune in. It was 1:10 in the morning and he has to get up for work at 6:30. Yes, that's what I was thinking, Kevin. Secure the property first, but I don't know really what that means, because securing the property would be different for different animals, it seems to me. Well, that's great, because that's what I'll have then. Maybe I'll have 2 electric fences, one around the garden and one around the yard. Yes, and so have I, Tracy. I don't drink too much raw milk anymore, but I eat raw goat yogurt every single week for now 20 years. But you want to make sure of where you're getting your dairy. Take cardamom. I'm taking my cardamom. Is that what you're saying, Nancy? Saffron crocus bulbs. I don't even know what that means. Huh. Anybody know how to grow poppy flowers in clay soil? He has Afghan gold variety. Pretty flower, seeds good in bread. Oh, poppy seed. I used to always put poppy seed in my banana bread, but I never tried to grow it. Tucker is here from somewhere. It's 5:21. I've gone way over. Goat meat is delicious. Okay, well, I'll check that out. Naima Buckner, where are you writing from? Rebecca's here late. Oh, that's wonderful. She's a teacher and a scientist and a mom and a gardener and a YouTube channel owner. Curry goat is popular in Trinidad and Tobago. Crafty, I will be east. I won't be north or south. Straight east. Yes, I'm getting diverse advice, Cotting, but that's what makes life interesting, huh? Before you cut your fields, Rob says, I need to check out Pollinator Friendly Yards group on Facebook before I cut my fields. Actually, I don't have fields. I have a yard. Your yard is your... If I don't look at this right now, it won't. Your yard is nature. Yes, true. Oh, Elaine, that would be fantastic. If Elaine has offered to send me daffodils, irises, and daylilies. Oh, gosh. If I just had a hillside, just the stuff coming up. That's wonderful, Naima. Where are you writing from? Thank you, Bonnie. I'll be checking that out, no doubt. Patricia, are you talking about Pyrenees? Is that what you're talking about? Yes, ma'am. I have 3 of them that are full-blooded, and one is half and half another sheepdog breed. Well, I'll be coming to you for a dog. You just make some babies or something, or sort me one out, preferably trained. Beatrice, I know that would be excellent. Thank you, Pat. Your boy, Roy boy. That's good advice, actually. Your boy, Roy boy, is giving amazing autists some good advice. No was the response to the question. 6 training sessions. Animals will far exceed $8,000 pretty fast. We got rid of the animals because of the expense. Okay. 6 training sessions for the dog. I had a South African Borobowl. I've never heard of that dog. I'll have to check it out. I'm making a copy of that. Okay. Let's see. No, I'm not anywhere near Johnson City, Cotting. Right, Kevin. Absolutely. That's good advice. Oh, I'm taking the cardamom. I still have 2. I'm going to give one to Jack. She is creating a little late bloomer garden in Epic Yard Farm. But, and what I'm trying to do, hopefully I can manage this, is get I'm trying to get a piece of the sugar cane. Remember the sugar cane in Late Bloomer Garden 1.0? I had saved some pups from that in dirt, but a lot of that stuff went over to Vanita's, and it was just a bag of dirt, and she didn't know that it was something in there. And so I had purposely saved those pups so that I could recreate my sugarcane in Tennessee. I don't know if it's going to grow there, but if bamboo grows there, it may. So I'm going to try to get that before I go. Because Jack, when she moved, she didn't wasn't able to bring any of that, or didn't bring any of that over to Epic, so she doesn't have any either. And that stuff, I don't know what variety is, but it has those beautiful red bands. I think the first thing I have to do is paint all of my shutters red. Let's see. Flag flowers grow about 5 feet tall. That's fantastic, Rob. Keep in touch with me. Lynn is here. Say hello to Lynn, but we're getting off. Oh, I know, Susie. You're absolutely right. I'm just sort of fantasizing about a lot of stuff. And I always have said, the place I get is going to dictate what I create. Because I was looking at all kinds of properties. I was looking at little places in town with just a little yard like I had before. And bigger, but still in town with all the noise of town. And this place just really spoke to me. So I'm hoping, praying that it's all going to work out. Have to get a female. I have all males. Okay, Patricia, you're going to be my source for a good dog. But I think I can get a good dog right away, everybody, right? I don't know. I know I need a master plan for having large animals on my property, but I need a dog. Okay, see you, Daryl. HC, I admired the cane. So did I. And when I was over there that day and I was standing there talking to her, I said, do you mind if I have a whole stalk of that? She says, no, it's fine. What I should have done is just twist it off and take it with me. But, I didn't do it. But guess what? Renee still works there. Yeah. Denora's husband, Renee, who helped me put in the original garden, who worked for me on occasion before I started the garden. He would come in occasionally and help me with irrigation problems that I couldn't figure out, and, just dig up big stumps. And, he's even though he's very short, he's very strong, very strong. Okay. Spend the winter planning and getting your bed soils ready. That's what I am going to do. So Edible also do consulting for people who set up their own homesteads. Wow. New, Elaine? 0-turn mower for $2,700 new? That's amazing. Right. Wow. That's what I'm thinking, Hillary. And the question is, how soon do I do that? Yes, I will be looking for help for sure. Thank you so much, HC. Yeah. So, Patricia, can you get me a dog ASAP? Or maybe just loan me one? No, I don't want you to do that. I know. $800. What? That's incredible. Okay. No, Lyndon is not a good guard cat. No, not in the least. She'll be lucky to survive that week drive across the country. Oh, thank you, Patricia. Let winter be supper plan time. And breathe and a bit of rest. Good night. Okay, thank you all. That's a great way to end it. I have 68 people on. I have 68 likes. Thank you so much. If you haven't liked my channel, liked my my live stream, please do so when you get off. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and you didn't happen to announce yourself today, please subscribe to my channel, because I promise you, I'm going to have a lot of great content coming your way. I just need a little time. So thank you so much for your patience. God bless you. And thanks for tuning in. And I'll see you Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. God bless.